Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another video. Alright, I want to talk to y'all about closing out visas when you leave the UAE. It is so important for those who come, they get a visa, whether it's through the 2-year residency visa, the independent one, or it's through a business license. You have to close out your visa before you leave. Because if you don't, you won't be able to come and get another one. You can come in and get a tourist visa, but you will not be able to establish another residency visa in the UAE if you do not cancel and close out your previous visa. Even if the visa is no longer active, it doesn't automatically close out of the system. It expires, but it does not close out of the system without you closing it. You need your agent, whoever opened it for you, to communicate with the sponsor, and the sponsor has to present all of his documents so that the visa can be closed. This can only be done through an agent because the client, which will be yourself, does not have access to the sponsor. And sponsors don't interact with clients. They don't. They only deal with agents. So if you, for example, got a visa through the brother who, that I know, who does the residency, the 2-year residency, this person that I direct everyone to, he's American as well. If he asks you to close out your visa, please comply. Please comply, because if you don't and you leave the country and you stay out for some years and you decide that you want to come back, that old visa is still going to be in the system, and he might not necessarily have contact with the sponsor that you had been under. Once you leave the country, he's not necessarily going to be in touch with those individuals. He'll give you a year's time to close out your visa, but after a while, he may move on and not be dealing with those same sponsors. So it's really important that you take care of that affair, unless you just plan on never coming to the UAE again. Because it's going to be there. And this has happened to a couple of people that I know. They thought that they could come in and get a new visa established and even accuse the brother of doing something shady or trying to sabotage them or being difficult, when in fact they tried to move on after having a visa with him and didn't know that they needed to close. And when they tried to go open up a visa somewhere else with another company, they were told by those agents, like, well, you still have a visa open, or unclosed. And they didn't have any choice but to come to the brother to get that resolved, because he's the one who knows the sponsor. So don't play games with your residency. Make sure you close out. If you same thing for people who, they came in here, they opened up a license and then they never renewed it and they didn't cancel the visa. That's how you properly close out your business license. You had to close out the business license, you had to close out your visa first, and then you can close the license. But the visa has to come first before you can even close the license. But if you just came and you just let it, fall out of validation, it's invalid, and you need to renew it, you're going to have fines. That's another thing. You have fines that you have to pay that are accumulating yearly. And the visa thing, you just can't do anything. You can't do anything without closing it out. So that's just something that you need to know coming in here. Don't play around. Do not play around with the visas. Do not. Y'all can leave any questions that you have in the comment section, or just contact me. on WhatsApp, and I'll direct you to the correct person, you know, to answer any further questions that you have. And yeah, don't forget that Hijrah mandate sacrifice. I'll see you in the next video, inshallah. Ma salama.